Hey guys, welcome to a new week and another update of what's going on in the Phoenix real estate market. Thank you for coming to my channel. I'm Caitlin McKegg. I'm a real estate broker here in the Phoenix, Arizona area, and every Monday I do an update on what's going on in the market. And I gotta tell you, there hasn't been anything really significant going on lately. It's been a little bit boring, if I dare say so. We haven't changed too much really in either direction, but today I wanted to talk a little bit about where we're headed with a few different cities in the Phoenix area as it relates to the CMI. And if this is your first time here, the CMI stands for the Cromford Market Index. I follow a subscription called the Cromford Report, and the CMI is their index that they've created that helps us understand supply and demand in the market, as well as where prices are heading. And prices have just been going up and anticipated to continue to go up from this CMI and all the data that they have. And they've been proven to be right time and time again, which is why I continue to subscribe, follow them, and share the information with you. If you've been watching my updates, I'm back in my office. I'm not in my car today, so that's kind of a win. Nice to have a little bit of a home base today, but I'm sure I'll have future videos from the car once again. So, all right, let's talk about this. So if you're new and don't know what the CMI is, I explained it, but you need to know the numbers. So the CMI is an indicator, and if that number is anywhere between 90 to 110, that means that we're in a balanced market. So supply and demand are in balance with one another. If we are anywhere above 110, that means that we are in a seller's market and supply is lower than the demand. And the opposite is true for being under that number of 90. That means that we would be in a buyer's market. Have not seen a buyer's market in a very long time. And honestly, we don't really want to be in a buyer's market because that means home values are going down. So it's not a terrible thing that we're in a seller's market, even as a buyer, because you can continue to gain equity and appreciation in the house that you buy, even, in the first couple months after you've purchased it, especially with the amount of appreciation gains we've been having recently. So our CMI today is sitting at 346.1, and that's really not much of a change over the last probably even month. It's kind of hung around there. For the demand index, it follows similar rules. So it's 119.8. So that means that it's 19.8% above normal. That's continued to climb, and a lot of that is investor related. So this demand is being kind of inflated from the amount of investors that we have in the market, specifically iBuyers who are buying a lot of homes right now. But that's where we stand with demand. And then supply is still below normal. Supply sitting at 34.6. So that's about 65% below normal of where we should be in our supply. And as I've said many times, that is really the biggest issue that we have in this market right now, is that we don't have enough supply for the demand. And so that's what has increased our prices. So I said I was going to talk about some cities and where they sit with the CMI. So we have 6 cities where the market has moved in favor of sellers over the last month, and 11 cities where the market has moved in favor of buyers. So we're getting a little bit of both here. And we can talk about the cities that have moved in favor of buyers over the last month. We have Fountain Hills, Avondale, Scottsdale, Cave Creek, those 4, Glendale as well, Goodyear, Peoria, Surprise, Mesa, Paradise Valley, and Maricopa. So the CMI in all of those cities have gone down over the last month, therefore has moved in the direction for buyers. On the direction towards sellers, we've got Chandler, Gilbert, Phoenix, Queen Creek, Buckeye, and Tempe. So if you're thinking of buying or selling in any of those cities, that's where we've been trending over the last month. Now, keep in mind that None of this means that we're in a buyer's market or there are deals to be had. All of the CMIs in this index are over 200 at the lowest. So Maricopa is sitting right now at 204.1. And anywhere above like the 110 mark is a seller's market. So even Maricopa, even though that's the lowest CMI that we have, it is still well above 110. So none of these areas are, moving in the direction where you're going to be able to buy a house pennies on the dollar or have huge negotiation power as a buyer. That just doesn't really exist right now. But for sellers, it has softened a little bit in some of those cities where they've moved in the direction of buyers. That's kind of what I mean when I say that. So wanted to give you that update on these cities and where they stand, and maybe that's interesting to you if you're thinking of buying or selling in one of those areas. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My contact info, is in the description below. And you can also click a link in there to set up a time to chat with me if you have any questions about buying or selling real estate in Phoenix. So thank you so much for following. I'll be back later this week with another video, and I hope everybody has a great week.